Communities for Gender Equality holds space for community foundations coast to coast to coast to come together, learn, and move forward towards gender equality in their organization and in their communities.
The Court Liaison program that we offer here at EFry New Brunswick supports women and gender diverse individuals as they work their way through the legal system. So we go to court with people and actually physically sit in the courtroom with them. We work with individuals who have been arrested, so we work on creating bail plans. And we offer court orientations, so we talk people through the court process and what to expect, things like that.
We help them navigate the system that is overwhelming.
Communities for Gender Equality supports long-term systemic change in 4 main settings, including personal, governance, institutional, and community.
My name's Elizabeth Clark, and I'm the Director of Education and Advocacy at EFry New Brunswick.
And my name is Kate Blewett, and I am the Court Liaison and Mental Health Coordinator at EFry New Brunswick.
And I oversee our Communities for Gender Equality program.
So St. John's a beautiful city. It's one of the oldest cities in Canada.
It's a large town feel in a city. It has enough amenities, but it feels like you kind of know everybody.
And it's right on the ocean. We have a beautiful port.
And then you're right by some big, beautiful forests as well. It's just a lovely place to be.
The third cohort of recipients of the fund include 125 resilient women, girls, Two-Spirit, and gender diverse led and serving organizations.
The expansion to Moncton came from a need. We are the only EFry in all of New Brunswick. And there's many courthouses throughout New Brunswick, throughout the province, that people are calling us and asking us for support. And Moncton being the biggest city, or the second biggest city?
It's the biggest.
It's the biggest. There was a need there. It is bilingual.
And the whole court team will transition back and forth between English and French almost seamlessly from case to case. So it was really important for us to offer the service in both official languages as well. So our court worker and most of the volunteers who work in Moncton are bilingual.
The expansion to Moncton really came from the people themselves and what they were looking for. It was very person first when we decided to expand.
Greater St. John Community Foundation has funded 18 projects over the course of 3 rounds of funding, totaling $550,000, and 8 of those are in 2023.
The funding from the Community Foundation went towards hiring a full-time staff person who works out of Moncton.
And the travel portion of that has been hugely beneficial in the fact that there are so many places in New Brunswick that require court support, and having to get there and having to be there, it just gives us the opportunity to do that work and be there for people.
Yeah, our staff's available all throughout the area. She provides support to whoever requests. We always look for volunteers. It's a decent amount of commitment that we ask. So there's a training program, there's ongoing training, and then we just need people who are willing to reliably show up in court. Sometimes it's last minute,
which is also very hard when people are juggling other things. Moncton has been the easiest. I have 7 or 8 there right now that are active, and people who want to even be in the court system every day, just showing up for EFry and saying we're here and being accessible. And Moncton has shown up the most. It's been really awesome. And then we have a few in Fredericton, and we have 1 or 2 currently in St. John as well.
Yeah, it's been great working with them as a part of our team.
Yeah, it helps us to expand our services. You can't be everywhere at once, so the volunteer portion of that has really helped us to offer these services on a much more consistent basis, I would say.
New Brunswick is a province where our poverty rate is quite high. There's a lot of single moms also. I think statistically we have the highest portion of single moms in Canada. Domestic violence is always a factor. So our program is tailored to support women and gender diverse individuals because the needs are very different.
Coming out of the legal system for men is very different than coming out of the legal system for women, where it's often much harder to find a job after for women.
What we've seen is a lot of crimes that women are accused of are crimes of survival or related to kind of long-term abusive relationships. So sometimes there would be violent crimes that stem from ongoing gender-based violence.
Things like parts of the trades will often still accept people with criminal records, whereas women don't often go into the trades. They aren't frequently as found there. I supported somebody who couldn't get a job at Sobeys because it was a barrier for a criminal record.
Often there's children involved. A lot of the women we work with are single moms. It adds a layer of complexity.
And when people aren't able to get jobs, they stay on social assistance. If they've got kids as well, which a lot of people do, it makes it much harder. Their needs are greater. They stay in the cycle of poverty, and the victimization by the system just kind of carries on.
And continues to perpetuate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then we're in a situation where also the children of the women we work with are growing up in poverty, and they already witness this involvement in the legal system. And it's a cycle we're trying to break through. We're trying to create an environment where people are better supported in the legal system to provide a better outcome, turn their lives around, and work towards a different future.
And court itself, it can be overwhelming and scary in so many various ways. So we just try to be there to try and make that person feel like a supported person.
Thank you so much for showing up every day and for doing that work. It's really important.
Hosted by local community foundations and funded with the support from the Government of Canada, the fund builds on efforts to shift power to women, girls, two-spirit, and gender-diverse people who work towards a future grounded in justice and gender equality.